On a pretty decent conversation with you. When the cameras are on, he's a little shy about using his English, understandably so, because it's a new language. But he can handle it, no doubt about it. Right now, Amari Stoudemire, the 9th pick in the draft, was checking him. The dish inside, Maurice Taylor, back off the Achilles injury and the 5-game suspension. 538 days out of the NBA. Playing his 2nd game back, it's his 2nd field goal.
Looks like it's feeling better.
Yeah,
my goodness.
And a 5-game suspension for violating the league's substance policy. Stoudemire, Amari, fouled by Taylor. He'll get a chance to shoot for 3.
It just impresses me, and I know I'll be redundant, but Maurice Taylor's a strong guy. Maurice Taylor put a little body on him right here. And this guy just took the body, spun, didn't affect the shot. And going to go to a line for a chance for 3. And just watch this. Nice slip of the screen right there by Taylor. And look out. Ooh. That was yucky.
Well, they each got one on each other. Penny Hardaway goes to the bench after dropping his 6th assist. Penny has 8 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds in the early going. Joe Johnson out of Arkansas, former Boston Celtic, number 2 in Phoenix White in the lineup. Johnson joins Marbury with Outlaw, Stoudemire, and Marion up front. For the home team, Steve Francis, 1 of 4 shooting thus far. Get defensive 3 seconds called on the Suns. The Rockets will shoot a tee as they look at the eye of Penny Hardaway.
Number 3, Steve Francis.
Some drops in there. Francis will get a chance to help his point total. 82% from the line in the early going this season. That's with a bunch of trips to the free throw stripe as well. Steve's been to the line 56 times in the first 6+ games.
Let's see what they try to do with the out right here. You see, this is what he's been doing most of the time. Just kind of setting picks up high. Nice pass.
Hey, good catch, good finish by Ming, who, as they prepared for Portland, they played the Blazers on Monday, watched a lot of Arvydas Sabonis tape.
Yeah.
And that really has kind of inspired Yao a little bit, and kind of given him a frame of reference for his abilities.
Well, it's 7-7, a foot away from the bucket. I call that high percentage. He's going to make most of those, I think.
Tough shot from Marbury. Is off the mark, rebounded by Joaquin Hawkins, who's in the game for the Rockets. The alley-oop by Francis was too strong. Hawkins couldn't squeeze it. An easy one for Marbury.
Those are always fun when you like fall down or something. You get up and you're like, I got to get back on D. Oh, got the ball back. Hey, I'm open. I'm open. Love those. Free 2.
Taylor working with Glenn Rice, a couple of Michigan men trying to set up. Out of bounds. Some question as to who it is off of.
You watch the high pick and roll right here. He's just going to slip to the hoop. Oh, Outlaw tries to get out there, and nope. I mean, that's a huge target right there. Rudy giving the fist pump. I mean, you can't miss him. If he's open underneath, you just put it anywhere, I don't know, in about a 10-foot radius. That guy could probably get to it.
Continue the good field goal shooting. Both teams over 50%. The league average is 43% right now. Hawkins missed it. Marion crashed the glass. Yao Ming couldn't shut him off. Stephon wants it in his hands with Penny on the bench. Stephon will be the one guy running the show out here now. Amari Stoudemire, tough time catching it. Here is Joe Johnson, who was in the starting lineup at the beginning of the season. Ming gets the rebound.
But Marbury's doing a great job right now trying to keep this team aggressive. He's the one that's making the moves, getting to the rim. Let's see what Yao has in the block right here.
On Stoudemire. Fans wanted the shuffle of the shoes, but not called. Second field goal for Ming.
I don't care what your body looks like and how physical you are. That guy's 7'6", almost 300 pounds. That is a definite mismatch.
That's what people forget. Because he's 7'6", and he's from China, he's the #1 pick. The defensive 3 seconds here on the Rockets. He's 300 pounds. Yeah. Strong lower body especially. Here's Sal.
You know what? In talking to Colin Pine, Yao Ming's translator, he said that Yao understands English, especially on the floor, a lot better than people think. He knows how to communicate on the basketball court, and it's obvious in what's going on right now.
Yeah, Colin Pine is a translator who's been very helpful with translating everything that's spoken, just in case Yao doesn't know it. There is Colin behind the bench. He was one of many people to apply for the job as translator. 400 people applied to be the Yao Ming translator, and Pine, who was working for the U.S. State Department translating documents, got the job.
See, if I were Yao, I would have went more along the lines of going Fernando Valenzuela, where you understand everything and you just never let anybody know you understand everything. That way you always have that edge up.
Marion, who hit the tee, also hits the jumper to make it a one-point game. Casey Jacobson out of Stanford, the other first-round pick of the Suns, along with Stoudemire in there. So this is a very young Phoenix team. 2 rookies and Johnson in his second year.
Get it to Yao. Let's see what he can do down there.
See Norris checked in, popped it out to Taylor. Ming got the rebound and up strong. Yao. Say Yao.
Yao. Oh, man.
Colin Pine can translate that very easily.
He is just, I'm telling you, he's long and the ball comes off. You're going to see a guy just I mean, you can't. You watch this right here. This is that he's just going to go to the front of the rim, wait for a shot to be taken. Stoudemire lets him box him out, and you can't stop that. You can't even hope to get
Bench here the first couple of minutes of the second quarter.
Well, he's been big, and he's been big inside. It hasn't been the outside jump shots, the pick and pops. It's been pick and roll, get underneath the bucket, and use my size. And just common sense tells you, you're 7'7", you have a little bit of athleticism, you're going to have a good shot to clean up a lot of those missed shots, and that's where he's been doing his damage, down low.
The Rockets are just coming through a stretch where they had 3 days in a row with no travel, no game. It was almost like a second training camp, and it helped Yao Ming, because remember, Yao missed most of training camp as all the red tape was getting sorted out with getting him over here from China. It's last off of Johnson, so it will be Rockets ball, and Joaquin Hawkins out of Long Beach State, rookie in his mid-20s, kid who's undrafted, playing in his 7th different league.
Taiwan, USBL, China, Globetrotters, CBA, Japan, Philippines, ABA 2000.
Good are you? You didn't even look.
Unbelievable.
Taylor elevates.
Although my favorite team is in Taiwan, the Hung Fu Rams. That just didn't sound right. Not the name, but they don't really, Hung Fu and then Rams don't seem to go together for some reason.
The triple team on the baseline. Stoudemire able to get out of it. Still 10 to shoot. Marion trying to take Glenn Rice to school. Jacobson. Pretty pass to Amari. Yao Ming! Yeah, with a little look, too, after the block.
Get the NBA sneer going. It'll take him a while to work on that one, but he'll get that one.
He's definitely feeling it here in the early going. Bucci drew the defense. Hawkins had no place to go. Suns leak out 3-on-2. Johnson puts it up. Stoudemire couldn't throw it down. Jacobson, he makes smart plays. Johnson. Joe out of Arkansas missed it. Rockets ball. Here's the block.
It's like doing it on the offensive end, now at the defensive end. Stoudemire up. No, you got to get it up higher than that. When the guy's 7'6", big Yeah back there. You know, I don't know if you get the same feeling I do, watching Stoudemire. Remember they used to say Reggie Jackson was more exciting striking out than a lot of people were hitting the ball? He missed that dunk right there, and that was exciting. That was fun to watch right there.
Gets Taylor now. Sakalidis is back in, so he's got Yao Ming. Jacobson comes up with the rebound. Taylor had that slide off his hand.
They get up on him, he can shoot.
See Jacobson, who once lit up Arizona State last year for 49 points. So they know, especially here in the Valley of the Sun, that the former Stanford product can rip the cord.
Tremendous catch and shoot guy, and we're talking range out to 27, 28 feet without even blinking.
Lost on the defense, but Bucci Norris thought Taylor was going to roll to the goal. Jacobson comes away with it. So Hardaway, who's back in after a very good first stint in the opening quarter. Marion backed in. Ming just tipped to keep it alive to Cuttino Mobley. Uchi Norris to Taylor.
That's a nice break. Mobley, instead of dribbling up itself, sees Moochie Norris ahead of him. He throws it up. Moochie doesn't pull it out. He goes right to the rim. Taylor cutting in from the weak side. Makes the defender make a decision. Makes a nice pass.
Sakalita's screen gave Hawkins no chance to stick with Penny Hardaway. Anthony now has 10. Sean Marion leads Phoenix with 11.
They seemed focused early. I think they were focused. KG, the backdoor cut in the bucket. Garnett, big game on the night. More of him in a moment. But speaking of big games, Gordon Garicek had a huge opening night when he dropped 29. Garicek, 25 points. He was 8 of 12 from the floor. Garicek simply on fire. Croatian sensation. Hubie's team playing tough. Garicek in the lane for the bucket, and Hubie's like, Gordon, just bring me home, Daddy. Bring me home. Later, throw my Swift.
Over KG, you know.
So you think that there's hope here, but too much of who?
KG.
Kevin Garnett.
The big ticket.
Yeah, the big ticket. Punch the ticket down the stretch. Kevin Garnett, 28 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists. And then Wally Zerbiak. That's why he's paid. He's back. And the Timberwolves avoid the embarrassment of giving up the first win of the season for the Grizzlies. This is a new franchise low for the Grizzlies. If you're Hubie, what do you tell your guys in the locker room?
Look, we fought hard, we played hard, but, you know, we got to...
Orlando days.
He's the guy that kept him close. So down by 4 points. Could have been a heck of a lot more if Penny Hardaway wasn't doing his thing. He's scoring. He's passing. You see right here, slicing behind Cuttino Mobley. Nice drive by Stephon Marbury. Right there. Breaking ankles. And then, ooh, the nice smooth. Now you get the defender coming after you. And then right here, you get the double team. You see Eddie Griffin come over. Ooh, because he's open in the corner. And a bucket. He's doing that for Phoenix. And you look at, yeah, Ronnie Garrettson Day. I'm working here, okay, Ronnie? I mean, come on, let me do my stuff. The officials parking at me. They never paid attention to me when I was playing. Now all of a sudden they're parking at me. Cuttino Mobley's the guy that's doing it for the Houston Rockets. 3 for 4 from behind the stripe. 5 rebounds. You see everything pretty even right there. In the second half, it's going to be the ability of Penny Hardaway to keep doing what he's doing. And this really shouldn't be a surprise. Over the course of his career, he's averaged 22 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists against the Rockets. So he's had real nice success against his team.
You saw Yao Ming on the floor, Tom.
Yeah.
So Ming will start this third quarter, and that's a wrinkle here for the Rockets. He had his best half of his brief NBA career with his performance in the second quarter. Kenny Thomas missed the first shot. Rebound by Tom Gugliotta, who joins Sakalidis and Marion up front with Penny Hardaway and Stephon Marbury in the backcourt. Marbury 1 of 5 with 5 assists in the first half. Here's Sakalidis. Rolled off his hand. Ming kept it alive, and Griffin comes away with the rebound. Teddy Griffin, Kenny Thomas, and Yao Ming up front with Steve Francis and Cuttino Mobley, who are averaging together 50 a game. They only had 18 in the first half. Marion picked up the foul.
First team foul.
Frank Johnson's team has gone to the locker room trailing every game this year. But the third quarter has been their quarter. Just take a peek at the last 2 games. Against Portland, they outscored their entire first half production. Ming facing up over Sakalidis, now has 8 points.
You gotta force him to put it on the ground. If he can just catch it and shoot it, you are in trouble, because he has got length and he has got touch. You gotta get up into him and make him put the ball on the ground. Now you have the advantage.
Marbury, behind the back to Sakalidis as Ming came to take Stephon down the lane.
That was sweet. And I'm impressed with Marbury just watching him play tonight. He doesn't have the points, but he's trying to get people involved, and he's being aggressive with the dribble right there. That was just city pass right there.
Eddie Griffin got Marion in the air, then shot. Gugliotta comes up with another rebound. It's 5 for Tom here on the night. Beautiful speed by Marbury, exploding to the goal.
Oh, yeah, and he can do that, too, when he wants to. I mean, he can score. This guy's score averaging over, he was the first Sun last year to average over 20 points a game since the mid-90s, when I believe it was Kevin Johnson that averaged over 20 points a game.
Watch Phoenix. I get the sense they're going to run it right to the rim at Yao Ming here whenever possible. Houston leading by a couple. Chance for the Suns to tie. Switch, Sakalitis.
Get out of the way. Let him go by him.
Clear out. Let him roll. Marion. Air ball the three. Sakalitis was fouled. I think Marion was in shock as the entire Suns bench went sideways when Ming, he didn't break ankle. He just took you out right to the
He
ground.
almost blew out an ACL right there.
Watch this.
I mean, that was yeah, that's
It's Yao Ao.
yeah.
Yao Ao. They don't have that kind of crossover in Shanghai. Would just be my guess. The Suns bench still was broken up.
Now, if I was Yao Ming, I think I would have been backing up immediately. Said, you want to shoot the jump shot, you go ahead and shoot the jump shot. You're not going to break me off like that.
One more coming for Sakalitis.
Yeah, they had a kick out of that one. Because the big guys, all the big guys over there laughing on the Suns bench. You get Scott Williams laughing, Stoudemire laughing. You're a big guy. You get small guys like that on you. It's just best to back off. How embarrassing can it be if they shoot a 20-footer on you? It's not that embarrassing. But when they do that to you,
Yeah. Come on, go right to Yao here. I'd love to see him. Go right to the big fella down low. Let him do his speaking with the ball. 8 to shoot. Francis and Thomas two-man game. Thomas climbs across the lane and got bumped on the way
he
through.
was like maybe a lottery pick out of New Mexico. Didn't go into the 22nd pick, and now it's starting to show why he was so highly thought of when he was in college.
Foul on Ming as he reacted to Marbury going by again. They come right at Yao, guarding the front of that.
Disrupt the offense, and now you only have 13 seconds to get into your offensive set.
Here's Ming. Thomas, nothing going on here. He'll shoot over Gugliotta. Rebound for Googs. Googs cleaning up the boards here tonight. Looking for a double-double. It's been more Marbury here in the third. To Marion. So Hardaway took the creative and leadership role in the first half, and now it's Marbury in the third quarter.
Yeah, he's the guy getting the ball, and you know once he penetrates, all you got to do is fan out a little bit, cut to the hoop. He can find you on the move. Going to get an offensive foul right there, Kenny Thomas. I don't know. I think eventually he's going to be a guy who gets you 18 points, 12 rebounds, 17 points, 12 rebounds. Is that worthy of a #1 pick? I'm not sure, but if you tell me I can have a guy for 10 years who will give me those type of numbers, I'd be more than very happy.
I think the couple of things people forget, he's 296 pounds. That's first shot attempt for Francis this quarter, and he missed. And he's age 22. You got to remember he's young and he's strong, and his defensive presence might be the difference maker down the line, no matter what he does offensively.
Then he learns, too. You said Marbury drove at him that time, backed up.
Marion comes right at Ming, and Yao drew the foul.
Well, the things you notice are 7'6", 300, good hands.
Yes.
Good hands. You know, the quickness, and right here, you're going to have to learn. That's the one thing you don't see with him that you never really see with any of those guys.
But he's never seen this.
No, exactly.
He's never seen players like this.
No, guys that are 6'10", 6'11", that can jump like they do. Of course not, he has. The one thing, he's going to have to recognize situations a little earlier than other guys because his lateral quickness, I don't think, is ever going to be at that point where he can slide left, slide right, stuff like that.
Sal can add as Yao goes to the bench.
I talked to Yao Ming earlier, and you know, there's a big difference between the Chinese diet and the American diet, and he's had his mom here doing home cooking for him since the beginning of the season, but she left yesterday, so he doesn't know what he's going to start to eat.
Panda Express.
Sal, did you talk to him, or did you go through the translator?
I went through the translator, Colin Pine. Thank you.
But Yao did understand a lot of what you were saying, right?
He did, actually, and I actually greeted him with a couple of Chinese phrases just to get the ice broken, but he understood English pretty good.
Very nice. Sal going fully prepared. Multilingual Masakela. The three by Francis squares the game at 60. Here with 4.5 to go. Amari Stoudemire, the other stud rookie in the game. Little jump hook in the lane. Couldn't get it to go. And maybe Stevie Franchise going to start heating up after the hoop. Rice with him. Work the baseline. Glenn got off balance, and that was an easy block for Marion. Marbury. Nice. Beautiful feed to Sean Marion.
Rip it through.
And Marion has scored the last 10 as Phoenix jumps out to a 2-point edge. And Houston will take its timeout. Well, you talk about all the Marburys and the Hardaways. We lose track of Sean Marion, who's had an outstanding season thus far. Hardaway and Marbury continue in the backcourt, and Penny couldn't knock down the triple. Steve Francis really got hot in the fourth quarter against Portland earlier this week, scoring 16 of the last 18 to lead the Rockets to victory. Mobley to Thomas, who really didn't look like he was expecting it. And Phoenix pushes the other way. Marion blocked by Francis. Steve Francis got up and blocked Sean Marion. Oh.
You don't see that happen very often, especially for a guy 6'3".
When the other guy's a long 6'7". Foul coming on Phoenix.
I mean, you don't even expect this. You're just like, oh, little fella. Whoop! Way up there and got it at the apex. Got it at the top of the mountain.
Francis, Marion, are they all-stars? How about Stephon Marbury, Coutinho Mobley? Who will be an all-star? Well, you can log on to NBA.com, cast your ballot for the 2003 NBA All-Star Game. It'll be the centerpiece of All-Star Weekend at Phillips Arena in downtown Atlanta in February. Francis, maybe the defensive block will get him going. 3 of 11 now from the field, and his Rockets square the game at 62.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that, because a lot of times it is stuff like that that gets you going. Because you feel good about yourself. Getting a block or getting a rebound, making a good defensive play, that makes you feel better about your overall game, so you're more likely to stop thinking about all the shots you've been breaking up there.
Bo Outlaw couldn't chase it down. Phoenix has not hit a three-pointer tonight, while Houston's hit 7 of 10. The Suns have won their last 3. Houston has won its last 2. Both teams coming in playing good ball. Beautiful move by Francis. Couldn't finish, and the rebound comes down to Bo Outlaw. Marbury almost trapped. Casey Jacobson, the rookie out of Stanford there. And bounced it off Coutinho Mobley as he was in trouble in front of Coach Frank Johnson. Frank Johnson, former Phoenix Suns player, the 5th Phoenix Suns player to be the head coach of this franchise. 3 for Marbury. Good for Jacobson. He has fit right into a role in the early going as Marbury is fouled by Francis. Of course, Dan Marley retires, and immediately people wanted to make the Jacobson-Marley comparisons. A little different kind of player. Dan certainly more physical, but there is the outside shooting aspect in a roll off the bench that Jacobson...
You see the shoulders? He doesn't have that big, thick vein that used to run out of Marley's shoulders, too. You remember that thing? Like a monster vein that used to come out of his shoulders. Like, man, this guy's ripped.
Thunder Dan in retirement, ripping a golf ball now out here in the desert. Phoenix by 2. There's some of that Suns pressure. One of the reasons teams have had trouble scoring. This has been the toughest team to score against in the first few weeks of this NBA season, giving up 82 a game. Glenn Rice on Jacobson, about 13 years experience difference there. Griffin from the top hit a 3.
Middle. And he's on the line. You can't be on the line. If you're inside that little semicircle underneath the bucket, that cannot be a charge. It has to be a block.
Frank wanted to force it on the pass, but it was on the shot. Steve Francis.
I think he's tired. Well, you look at him, and the shots are coming up short, and then the legs just aren't there. And he's a guy that spends a lot of energy on the basketball court, not only having to shoot, but defend, try and get rebounds, try and get everybody involved. And he looks a little beat to me.
We better find some juice here soon. They play 8 of the next 10 on the road, and of those 8 road games, 6 are against teams that made the playoffs last year. So this is a tougher stretch for the Rockets. Tradition has been struggling. He's not on the floor, and it's a lot different looks on the offensive end. Mobley trapped in the air. Taylor takes and makes.
That's why he's tough, because he's so versatile offensively.
The big producers over 50 a game. Second best combo in the league behind McGrady and Hill down in Orlando. But tonight they're just 5 of 23 from the field. Meantime, Marbury and Hardaway have 10 assists apiece. and frankly have outplayed Francis and Mobley this evening.
Yeah, they've done it, and the assists are the big one. They're getting their teammates involved as well. I mean, they're not shooting particularly well. 12 for 30 is not by any stretch of the imagination on fire. It's a heck of a lot better than 5 for 23, but to go along with that, they have 20 assists combined to only 10 for Francis and Mobley. And you're talking about a team that counts on these guys. So far, they've given them 51 points per. That's 56% of their offense early in the season, and they're just going to have to look other places. And right now, is it going to be Francis getting it who hasn't been shooting well? Do you go back to Taylor? Do you try Glenn Rice on the post?
Francis back in with the 5 fouls. Marbury, 16 of his 18 in the second half. The lead was 7 when Francis went out with the fouls. It's now 3. Here is Francis. Marion came over with good defensive help. It'll stay here with the Rockets, but just 2 to shoot.
Well, 2 seconds is more time than you think. It doesn't have to be a catch and jack. You can catch it, bounce it one time. Perfect situation here is catch it, pump fake. The defender knows you're going to try to shoot it. Pump fake him up and then go.
Trying to get it to Francis. He was covered. Taylor lost it to Scott Williams. So Williams had the sweats on for 3.5 quarters. He's come in and been a defensive difference. Suns could get within 1 or tie with a 3. Marbury knows Francis has 5. Try to take him in there. Marion for the tie. Too strong.
Now, he's a guy that you like to see in a little bit. You can space out without having to be behind the line. He's shooting under 20% this year from beyond the arc. Turnover right there by the Houston Rockets.
Francis, you mentioned he was didn't look himself like he was tired. He's a little hobbled. He's been limping noticeably here through this 3rd and 4th quarter. Mobley struggled tonight. Speaking of struggling, how about Phoenix? 0 of 10 shooting threes this evening. They're not a good three-point shooting team. They've been horrible tonight. Marion makes it a 1-point game. Sean Marion has 25, 7 above his season average. 1-point game. This trip brings us inside 3 minutes. Francis off the pick by Griffin for 2.
Regardless of what he's done early on in this game, you know the ball's going to be in his hands at the end to make a decision.
Hardaway, 0 for 11. Hardaway, 0 for 11 from 3. And Glenn Rice comes down with the board. Rockets looking for a 3rd consecutive win.
They're going to keep running this pick and roll and see what you have here.
The pop out, Griffin. Nobody there to board.
Now, I'm surprised they don't get the ball with Hardaway and see if he can work down low. You got Tino Mobley guarding you. Back him in a little bit and make somebody come double team.
Or keep going to Francis with his 5. Hardaway patient in the paint. Marion the weak side board again. 27 for Shaw.
But you see what happens there? Even though you miss the shot, you force big guys to come over and try to get the hand on the ball. That leaves the weak side open for an offensive rebound.
Allen's bucket to send it into overtime. He had 24 and 8, and that tasty dunk right there. There was also Ron Artest's game winner, Artest with 22 points. And then there was Desmond Mason, who had an entire body of work tonight, Tim Hardaway.
Oh, yeah, he was working tonight. And they team, I take Desmond Mason and Seattle because they wanted to show who was the best in the West by killing Sacramento.
They did. Tom, Mike, your choices.
Top 10. Hey, come on. Guy's 6'4", hit his head up above the rim. Desmond Mason, unbelievable. That guy, I'm telling you, you got to put your hard hats on when he checks in the game because he really gets up.
This is a good game here tonight at America West. 1-point game. Phoenix has climbed back in it. Suns only have a couple of team fouls in this 4th quarter, but since we're inside 2, they have 1 to give. The Rockets have none. And now Stephon Marbury, who's been trying to get his leadership role on this team more solidified, urging the America West crowd, which used to be one of the loudest in the league, has gone soft, to be honest, of late. Trying to get them back in the game. Francis lost Marbury, got to the hole but couldn't finish, but got the rebound. Goes back and got fouled.
Where's Mobley? Where's Mobley been in the offense for the Houston Rockets? This is a guy who, oh, by the way, in the first half goes 5 for 7, 3 for 4 from beyond the arc for 13 points. He has only taken 2 shots in the second half. That's it, 2 shots. And you're wondering, can he get in the offense? Is he out of rhythm? I'm telling you, I've seen him hit a lot of big shots in the past, and I won't be surprised to see him notch one right here, at least get a look at one.
No more fouls to give. That was not in the act of shooting, obviously. Every foul the rest of the way, free throws. Glenn Rice has played a ton of minutes tonight. Lost Lange, who's on the floor late. Williams couldn't chase it down. It's Rice who gets there first. Fresh shot clock for the Rockets. Leading by 1, Mobley. At Williams and a foul. For a shooter, 26 of 30 coming in tonight. Missed them both, but Thomas got the rebound.
3 in a row.
Almost threw it away, too. Glenn Rice chases it down. 4th try here in this set. No points, but a lot of time came off the clock. Hardaway overplays. Out to Francis, 6 to go. Stevie wants it. Stevie couldn't finish. The rebound, Marion.
Got to try Hardaway here. See if you can get it down to him low and let him create a shot for himself or somebody else.
Frank Johnson orchestrating, spacing them out. Marbury, Hardaway working a little 2-man. Here is Stefan working on Mobley for the lead. He's got a piece. Glenn Rice away with the board. 14 the difference. Game and shot clock. They'll just play good defense. Francis clear out. On Marbury, nowhere to go. Eddie Griffin, good D. Gotta shoot. Marbury, Francis got rid of an air ball. There's a shot clock violation. Phoenix will take time. 12.8 to go, and a shot to win the game. Marbury on Francis. Final 10 seconds. Suns for the lead. Marbury on the way. Go! Timeout Rockets. Phoenix leads by 1. So Stephon Marbury struggling to find his place in this motion offense. Saw Penny Hardaway run the show in the first half, but he's been outstanding here in the second half. This hoop puts the Suns up by 1.
Well, we saw him for the first 47-plus minutes in this game, driving to distribute. That time it was scoring in his eyes. There is no way that he was going to pass that ball.
There are roles that people want to get stuck on. Who's the 1, who's the 2? The beauty of what Frank Johnson has, if the guys can get comfortable with it in this system, they have 2 players who can be interchangeable at times, and you don't know who to shut off. And you saw some of that right there.
I think you need basketball players. I mean, everybody gets labeled 1s, 2s, 3s. I don't remember the Bulls having a significant 1 when they were there. It was Paxson, it was Kerr, it was BJ, but everybody handled responsibilities. Different guys brought the ball up, different guys got you into your offense. You can have that here as well. You don't have to have a definitive role for guys that can just play basketball. You know that. You deny Steve Francis. You do not let him catch the ball, or at least you make it extremely difficult for him to catch the ball.
Bo Outlaw is going to come in defensively for Scott Williams because Eddie Griffin is in the lineup for the Rockets. Rice to trigger. Of course, Rice could be a shooter. So many options for this Houston team. It's Francis with 4. Stevie franchise. Kicked it out. Here's Griffin for the win. No good. Suns win. They trailed most of the second half, but Phoenix climbs back, wins its 4th in a row, and Stephon Marbury is the second half hero here in the desert tonight.